I really today and in future times ahead, I really want to talk about a concern, a real important issue that a lot of us need to take action, especially at a local level, although this is a serious global concern, but the problem is being implemented locally, and I really immediately starting to unite to stop ICLEI, the International Council of Local Environmental Initiatives. I think that's what it stands for, and Agenda 21. It is absolutely wrong and unnecessary and just extremely problematic for a globalist organization to be implementing codes, regulations, and all these sorts of policies that would dictate how we live, what we should do in our lives, energy consumption, food consumption, water consumption. It is absolutely unnecessary. It involves a great deal amount of planning that heavily enforces the way we move on a daily basis. And what I found out is that a lot of people don't really know about this. This is being done secretively. And so secretively, you know what I've decided to do? I decided to go to my city hall. And I spoke about this in my front counter. You know what they did? These bastards, they threw me out of the city hall. And this is public property. I pay taxes for that kind of building. And this is what they treat me? I wasn't offending anybody. I was just wanting to ask for some information. And yes, ICLEI, this is a very controversial and dangerous organization that has no right to invade city and county councils. I mean, just look at right now. Now, thankfully, most cities in the area code I live in South Orange County, California, are not members. The only city that I found that were members were Irvine and San Clemente. Laguna Niguel was not a member, the city that I lived in, and the city hall that threw me out of the building. I mean, they're not members, but they are still, looks like that they have some sort of knowledge about it. And what this really is they're trying to implement Agenda 21. This is a globalist policy that would just control and basically overregulate basically in so many things that we do that we can't even imagine. And there's a lot of rumors, based on my investigation, that organizations like the National Resource Defense Council, Smart Growth, maybe New Urbanism is involved. And I did some of my research. Now, yes, they have been implementing these urban designs. They have been adding a lot of regulations. It looks like they've been doing a lot of eminent domain, land use control, along with the Wildlands Project. Let me tell you something. In my previous videos, I mentioned I am for renewable energy. I am for things like mixed use. In other words, allowing offices and condos to be above store. I am for, transit, but I'm not for their kind of transit, mixed use, and renewable energy. It's not just the what, it's the how and the why. If you're doing it in a way that involves adding a lot of regulations, getting a lot of taxpayer subsidies, and doing this because you want to solve climate change, which is a theory that has a lot of biased information and a lot of facts to be debunked, I think that's totally unacceptable. And I don't think we should be doing things like that. I think it should be we, the people, private firms, ideas with minimal public sector involvement should solve these problems, rather than getting in the way of other people's business and kicking people out of their homes that own very large backyards in the exurban areas of the metropolitan cities. That is absolutely unacceptable. And, this is what I've been seeing according to a lot of my investigation. And let me tell you something. I'm an urban atheist. I oppose, yes, smart growth policies, new urbanism policies. There are things that are my views that are different. But I also oppose the system that they're trying to replace, the system that I've been also attacking in my previous videos, which is a regulated system of car-dependent cities, the system that we had in the last 80 years, which is the opposite of smart growth, opposite of sustainable development, which is basically massive parking lots, strip malls, housing subdivisions, large collector roads. Yes, some people may like that, but we have to understand that is to infested with government regulations, codes, and subsidies. Parking minimums, parking subsidies, street dimensions. Planners dictate the road planning and everything. So there's a lot of control to that. So anyway, I'm opposed to both. I'm not taking sides on this issue. I'm an urban atheist, and I have my own urban views. In fact, I think we should undo everything that we've done in the last 80 years. I think the last 80 years, a lot of it was disastrous, whether it was those car-dependent strip malls and highways and those streetcar removals that we built to benefit large corporations, or whether it's the sustainable development that was done through smart growth, a lot of land use regulations. I think both sides are problematic, and I think that we need to come up with a system that allows people to be flexible, that's competitive, that is done heavily through private firms. And one of these ideas includes what I'm proposing just right now, which is called Cyrus planning. And I will discuss more about it later. I can show you some of my examples. Here's basically a little region plan that I did. This is actually out of thin, scratch, empty land, no regulations, no code. This is being offered, this is being marketed, and this is going to be competed against. And I also have designs of a, here's a town. You can't see, but, here's a town. I don't want to open it up. It's going to take a lot of time. But, anyway, let's get rid of these ICLEI Sustainable Development policies. Go to your city council, go to your county councils, kick them out, mobilize, pass flyers, do something, contact me, please. We have to get some things done. We are in a very, very critical situation, and we need to fight something. We need to fight for policies based on urban planning, the way we live, the way we do things. It is based on flexibility, mobility, and is based on competition. Thank you very much.